In this module, I'm going to talk about using limiters to further refine the search results that you've acquired through using keywords and subject headings. CINAHL very cleverly puts many of the limiters available to you in the left-hand column adjacent to the search results. Notice that we're working with a set of 541 search results, and immediately below, notice Refine Your Results. Some of the options that are used quite often are research article and peer-reviewed. Even a slider is provided so that you can specify a range of publication dates. Scrolling down just a bit, notice that source type or document type is another limiter choice that you can make, and a variety of types are represented: academic journals, dissertations, evidence-based care sheets. Below source types are other categories that allow for limitation, one of those being age. You can click on the caret to expose some selections. Also major subject headings. These are subject headings that you could layer into the search to further limit, further restrict. You're offered gender options and even publications, specific titles of journals that you could limit to if you wished. And then publication types. Something to keep in mind, though, is that the options given in the left-hand column are only a selection of what's truly available. Something that I find really helpful and very efficient is to use the Show More link. It typically appears under the publication date slider, but it can also show up in some of the other categories. Clicking on Show More brings up a template where you can make all sorts of choices. In the area under Limit Your Results, you'll see many of the choices that were available on the front screen, on the search screen. Notice research article, published date from, and here you could specify by typing in the years and even months if you wished. You can limit to English language. I'm going to go ahead and take that one. Clinical queries, these are useful for getting at the best evidence. There are journal subsets. This is a good moment to remind you that CINAHL covers more than just nursing. It includes many allied health areas. You could choose to limit your search to nursing journals exclusively, but for our purposes in this search, we're going to keep the default of all journal subsets. Coming down the column, there is an option to limit to full text from EBSCO. Remember the title CINAHL Plus with full text? Many article PDFs are resident in CINAHL, but there is so much more that you can access by using our Find Text button, which I'll cover in a subsequent module. My advice to you is never to select full text from EBSCO as a limiter. You're simply cheating yourself of many articles that you have readily available. Other limiters available: pregnancy, outpatients. Coming up to the top of the right-hand column, peer-reviewed again. You can specify evidence-based practice. First author is a nurse. That's sort of a new selection. Publication type. This one is actually quite valuable. CINAHL indexes more than just journal articles. It looks at books, it looks at dissertations, it looks at government publications of a variety of types. And this would be a place, if you only wanted journal articles, to specify. So we're going to make that selection, journal article. Language. CINAHL is mostly English, but it's becoming more and more international, so let's go ahead and choose English. Gender, not something we're going to deal with for this particular search. I could limit to inpatients and age groups. This is a particularly valuable limitation option because quite often you will be focusing on specific age levels. We've made a few very simple selections of options, so now we're going to click the search button. This will apply the limits that you selected from the template. Notice that we now have 522 search results. We started with 541. The limiters that we applied didn't change the amount of retrieval significantly, but let me show you one that will. And it also allows me to show you how you can make these choices again from the front, from the search screen. I'm going to choose Research Article. When I make a selection here, I have to click Update. This applies the Research Article Limiter. Notice how we now have 148 search results. And if you scan through the titles and expose the abstracts, you discover that these are very much on target and very much research. You've just seen how to apply limiters to a search to continue refining the citations. Next, we'll take a look at how to handle the citations, save them, print them, place them into an account that you can access later.